Coming up on Good Morning Indian Country, we'll show you how two best friends are showing their love for Native culture on canvas and sneakers in the Haskell Center's new exhibit. Also, the countdown is on as we'll see Lauren Callis' interview with the co-coordinators of Haskell's first Earth Day powwow. See how GMIC's Lauren Callis entered the powwow circle as a Southern cloth dancer. Those stories and more coming up next. Stay with us. Welcome to Good Morning Indian Country. I'm Allison Levering. I'm coming to you live from our studio inside of Stafford Flint Hall at the University of Kansas. Friends at Haskell Indian Nations University are taking center stage inside the Haskell Cultural Center as they celebrate their love for art and tribal heritage. GMIC's Caden Baird interviews Aziza Smith and Ayanna Tanyan about what inspired their display and what their art means to them.
Friendship, art, and the love for Native culture are being put to canvas and sneakers inside of Haskell's Cultural Center with its new exhibit. The display, created by best friends and Haskell students Aziza Smith and Ayanna Tanyan, is titled From A to Z.
Her side is her side, my side is my side, but together it makes From A to Z, and my nickname's Z, so.
Cultural Center Director Travis Campbell has been trying to include more student-based art, but this exhibit in particular came from a not-so-serious conversation.
One day, he just kind of came in and jokingly was like, hey, you want to put some art up? And I was like, actually, if you really want me to, I can.
Ayanna's part of the exhibit, titled Because of Love, is a love letter to all the things that guided and shaped her into who she is today.
A lot of my work that I've drawn that's displayed here, it's really about my community, where I'm from, my love of the land, my love of my family, so that's why I titled it, to me, Because of Love.
Aziza's, or the Z part of the display, has two sections, one with inkblot Rorschach-esque paintings and the other titled Res Girls, which is inspired by friends she knew on the reservation she grew up on in Wyoming before coming to Haskell.
I'm really proud that I lived on the reservation, and I love those girls in my life that I've depicted in those pictures.
Proud to paint and be a res girl, despite the negative undertone that it can be associated with.
Sometimes resi kind of can mean close to a word like ghetto or something. So yeah, some people don't like to be called resi, but I like being called resi.
Leaving behind a legacy means a lot.
Having it here displayed and kind of leaving my mark here on campus, because I graduated this semester, is a really big, impactful, meaningful thing to me.
For GMIC, Caden Baird.
Thanks, Caden. If you'd like to see the exhibit From A to Z, don't miss it as it is now on display until October 1st. Up next, Lauren Callis tells us more about her special day at the KU Powwow, where she formally entered the powwow arena.
It means a lot because there's so many different tribes here, specifically just in Lawrence, Kansas. I think it's great. We all can appreciate everyone's culture and learn from everybody because we're all different tribes.
There were many generations of tribal peoples, not just in our community here, but across the nation, that were products of boarding schools. So these powwows are not only for the non-native community in Lawrence, they're for the native community as well.
A lot of my Muskogee and Cherokee traditions were cut off at my great-grandfather, and part of my thesis work here at KU is rediscovering and reclaiming a lot of what was taken away from my family. So yeah, my family didn't really dance and embrace our indigenous side just because it was taken away. So yeah, I'm learning so much from my peers, my classmates, my professors here, and now I'm a Southern cloth dancer.
GMIC's Caden Baird shot that package, and thank you, Caden. Also, thanks, Lauren, for telling us more about the Southern Cloth Special. Best wishes to you on the trail and for your upcoming travels. It's still feeling like summer here in Lawrence, and we're talking windy conditions and temperatures sitting around 70 degrees this week, but changes are definitely on the way. Over to the weather desk now. What can we expect in national weather this week, Emma?
Thanks, Allison. Well, definitely that trend of warmer temperatures is going to continue as we get further into this week and eventually leading into the weekend. However, by next week, we're going to see a little bit of a dip in temperatures, maybe straying away from some of those summer feels that you were describing. Along with that, cloudy skies are what we're going to start to transition into as we get further into this week. Those cloudy skies are eventually going to be turning pretty stormy and rainy as we get further into the weekend and into early next week. Strong wind speeds are consistent once again this week, averaging between 15 and 20 miles per hour with the potential to get up to 40 miles per hour later on. Wednesday's forecast, high of 75 degrees, a little bit of a dip from earlier this week. Cloudy skies early on, transitioning into partly cloudy skies later on in the day. Higher wind speeds averaging around 17 miles per hour. Taking a look at our hourly planner, 12 p.m., nice cool 68 degrees, rising up to 71 by 2 p.m. By 5 p.m., we're at that 74 mark, and between 5 and 6 p.m. is probably when we're going to be seeing our high of 75 for the day, as by 9 p.m., we've dropped back down to 67. Our wind speeds are going to remain fairly steady throughout the day as well, averaging around 15 miles per hour over the course of Wednesday. Taking a look at Wednesday night's forecast, low of just 62 degrees, partly cloudy skies as well, transitioning into cloudy skies overnight, wind speeds lowering just a little bit to an average of 16 miles per hour. Thursday's forecast, a rise in temperature just a little bit up to 77 degrees. However, with that rise in temperature, our clouds are going to start to become a lot more prevalent that day as well. Stronger wind speeds rising up to 21 miles per hour. That is the day that we have our chance of seeing up to 40 mile per hour wind speeds in the late afternoon. 8 a.m., a chilly 64 degrees, rising up to 68 by 10 a.m. 12 p.m., we're all the way up to 71, continuing to rise to 73 degrees by 2 p.m. Now, starting around that 2 to 3 p.m., we do have a chance for some scattered and isolated storms that are going to continue as we get further into the night. Thursday night's forecast, low of just 53 degrees, still feeling pretty nice outside. Evening storms transitioning into partly cloudy skies overnight, wind speeds lowering just a tad to 20 miles per hour. Now coming up, we'll talk about a chance for some severe weather across the country, but for now, back to you, Allison.
Thanks, Emma. We'll see you later in the show with a look at weather across Indian country. And when we come back, Lauren Callis gives us an inside look at Haskell's first Earth Day powwow with an exclusive interview featuring the co-coordinators of the event. This interview and more coming up next on Good Morning Indian Country.
Good Morning Indian Country is supported by Press Forward, the nationwide initiative strengthening communities through local news.
Welcome back. My name is Lauren Callis. I am currently here with two Haskell students who are co-coordinating the university's first ever Earth Day powwow. It's going to be this Wednesday, April 22nd, 6 to 8 p.m. on Haskell's powwow grounds. Now, thank you both for being here. My first question for y'all is, can you both introduce yourselves and share what you study and how that connects to the work you're doing in the community?
So my name is August Gohika Pickard. I am a environmental science major at Haskell Indian Nations University. I believe that my major really connects with this work because, environmental science. I really love the environment and anything to do with it. So.
My name is Alexis Whitehorn-Cariz. I'm currently a senior in the environmental science program here at Haskell, and I believe that this powwow connects with me most because I also love the environment. I try to go out there almost every day, and I really enjoy being a part of that system, as well as dancing. I love to dance. I'm currently in the Haskell dance class, native dance class, so that's the other coordinator to this powwow.
What style is your favorite?
I'm currently dancing jingle, old style jingle, but I also like to dance hat and boot. And I also like to dance grass whenever there's a grass switch special.
And this question is for any of the non-native viewers watching. Can anyone attend this powwow?
Yes, it's open to all Lawrence community. So come and dance. There's also a street dance special as well. So that means if you're like, you don't have to be in regalia to dance. So if you're wearing your regular street clothes, come on out and join us.
Great. And you both are coordinators for the Celebrating Mother Earth Powwow. What did it take to make this event happen?
It was mostly August's idea. I actually have a final project for the Native dance class, which was having a powwow at the end of the semester. So all the students in that class are required to put on a pop-up powwow for all the students to attend. So I was surprised when August asked, should I throw a Mother Earth, or should I throw an Earth Day powwow? And I said, yeah, I think you should. Well, maybe we could collab, because my class is already doing a final project with that, so that's how it started.
And why is it important to bring culture and the environment together in this way?
I believe it's important because as Native people, I feel that a lot of us have a connection to the environment, whether it's through water or through land. We always hold these things very sacred to us, and it's very important to continue to be stewards for the land, because we were brought here, I believe, to help Mother Earth and not just live off of her. So I believe that that is a big connection to kind of both of those things.
And what do you guys both hope people will take away from this event, especially when it comes to caring for the environment?
So I'm hoping people of the Lawrence community really see Haskell's science side. So I'm also the ACES president, which ACES stands for the American Indian Science and Engineering Society. I'm the Haskell Club president, and I really want people to really take away from this event that Haskell is science community is also flourishing just as much as Haskell itself. So I'd like to, really showcase students' work, and especially the greenhouse team and what they're doing. So I'm really hoping this really connects people to just the land in general in Lawrence and makes them realize that, hey, we need these ecosystems to work hand in hand so we can all flourish as one. So.
And that segues perfectly into my next question. Where can students or community members start if they want to get more connected to the land?
So first thing I'd say is go to haskellgreenhouse.org. That is the #1 spot if you want to get connected with Haskell and what we do. We're always open to the community when we have work days, because we also work for the Haskell Greenhouse team. If you really want to get to know us, look up Greenhouse or haskellgreenhouse.org, and then also contact the manager of the greenhouse team, Courtney King.
Okay, and anybody can show up and join and help out.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Is there any other things you'd like to share?
I guess just one thing for me, if you do decide to go out to our lands, just respect it with as much dignity as you have. So, if you see trash, pick it up. If you see wildlife, try to leave it alone as best as possible. Just enjoy it and love it.
Okay, well, thank you both for coming on the show today and sharing your work. Now, don't miss Haskell's first ever Earth Day powwow this Wednesday, April 22nd, from 6 to 8 p.m. on the powwow grounds. Thank you for watching.
Thanks to Alexis Whitehorn Coriz and August Pickering for telling us more about the upcoming Earth Day powwow. We are excited for this upcoming event. Now, Emma Coffey is here to tell us about the weather across Indian country. Over to you, Emma.
Thanks, Allison. Well, as we continue further into this week, Kansas and some surrounding states do have the potential for some severe weather, most notably south of Kansas in the Oklahoma and Texas areas. This is the forecast outlook for this upcoming Friday. Anywhere you see the brown is where we have a pretty minimal chance of some severe weather. That's down here in the Waco and Dallas area of Texas, all the way through Oklahoma and Tulsa up in Oklahoma. As we get further into the yellow, that's where that chance of severe weather is going to start to increase just a little bit. That's our Little Rock areas, further towards Tulsa and up towards Springfield. As we continue further through the weekend, the next 7 days, this is our forecast prediction for the amount of precipitation we should be seeing across the nation, specifically across the east. Anywhere you see this green is where we're going to see a pretty minimal chance of precipitation, between 0 to about 1 to 1.5 inches. As we get further into the yellow, it's going to go up just a little bit, probably to around 3 inches. And these areas over in Alabama, as well as some parts of Arkansas, are where we're going to potentially see up to 5 inches of rain throughout the course of the next 7 days. As we take a look at the extended forecast for the Lawrence area, like we said earlier, Wednesday and Thursday, highs of around 75 and 77 degrees. By Friday, our temperatures are dropping back down to 73 degrees, but rising up once again on Saturday, back up to 75, continuing that trend all the way up until next Monday, when the temperatures are dropping all the way back down to 69 degrees, continuing to drop next Tuesday at 66 degrees. So it looks like we still have a couple more days of pretty nice warm spring weather before our clouds start to roll in, and those clouds are bringing with them some pretty scattered storms throughout most of Sunday and next Monday. Those storms are going to kind of cap off Monday morning, AM storms transitioning into partly cloudy skies that are also going to carry off into late Tuesday. Well, that's all we have for weather this week. Stay tuned, because after the break, Jacob Johnson will be here with all things sports.
After the break, Good Morning Indian Country's Jacob Johnson gives us a look into sports across Indian Country. Stay tuned.
Thank you to the Henry Luce Foundation for their support of Good Morning Indian Country.
Welcome back to your weekly recap of sports all over Indian Country. I'm Jacob Johnson, and this semester is winding down, which means we got championships. And Haskell secured its own victory in the CIC championships this weekend with many, many star performers, most notably Levy Pulliam, who took first place in the 400-meter dash with a time of 49 and 19 seconds, which I mentioned was also a CAC record. And not too far behind was Seth Lynch with a time of 53.05. And Levy also earned CAC Athlete of the Year with some spectacular podium placing times in the 100 and 200-meter dash, as well as Eli Adams, who took first place in the shot put, discus, and hammer throw to earn Top Field Athlete of the Year. And on the women's side, Carmen Fields took top spot as well, getting first place in the discus and hammer throws. But shifting gears to softball, the Indians won their first doubleheader of the season last Thursday against KC Christian and picked up their 7th win against the University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy in St. Louis on Sunday here in Lawrence. And coming up, they will have another doubleheader this Friday against Mission, Kansas, right here in Lawrence. And before we get out of here, you can either attend or watch the intramural championships between Haskell and the University of Kansas at Coffin Complex tomorrow at 7 p.m. And if any Haskell students want to keep their hoop dreams alive, the men's will be hosting team tryouts on May 16th. And that's all the sports we have for you this week, but make sure to stay tuned after the break for a roundup of some local events.
Good Morning Indian Country is supported by the University of Kansas William Allen White School of Journalism and Mass Communications.
Welcome back. In collaboration with the University of Kansas and the Tribal Historic Preservation Office, we are preserving our past for future generations. Car Storage for Tribal Belongings is a workshop designed to demonstrate preventative conservation strategies you can use at home to care for tribal belongings. This event will be held on April 22nd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Old Bingo Hall in Mayetta, Kansas. The Haskell community is invited to a screening of Land Back to the Future, a short documentary about the Haskell wetlands. The Haskell Greenhouse is sending community consultation, ensuring the Haskell community has agency over their representation before the film is shared. This screening is specifically for students, faculty, and staff of Haskell Indian Nations University. The screening will be in the Haskell Auditorium on April 24th at 8 p.m. It's a Haskell versus KU in the Crosstown Intramural Showdown. This championship game is on Wednesday, April 22nd at 7 p.m. in the Coffin Complex. And for all of our powwow goers out there, stay connected with this powwow season's ICT newsletter guide for on the trail. Get on the ground highlights and monthly powwow listings. Sign up at ict.org/newsletters. Thanks for watching this episode of Good Morning Indian Country. Another thank you to Press Forward, the Henry Luce Foundation, and the William Allen White School of Journalism for their support of our work. Don't forget to stay up to date with Indian Country by following our Facebook and Instagram page at Good Morning Indian Country, where you can find weekly updates, breaking news, and a recap of our shows. Stay good, Indian Country, and we'll see you next week.